I really didn't want to make this video. I'm just gonna say it right there and there. I I don't really know where to begin, but just like, oh God, Fnaf. All right, all right. So for those of you who don't know, I made a tutorial on Fnaf Maker about how to make like a Foxy type character, and it blew up like really hard. And I thought like, oh, that was cool. Like it reached my most viewed video. You'd think that'd be a good thing. Um, but no, it wasn't. So I wanted to wait until there was a better version that was supposedly in the works, or until FNAF Maker Engine or Unity or some bullshit. And in the meantime, I just said, okay, I'm gonna wait for this next version so you guys don't have to restart the tutorial all over again. But turns out people can't read. They just can't. So yeah, if you're just a longtime member of my channel, thank you. This message isn't for you though. Unfortunately, it's for the people who uh, just get very impatient easily. Can't wait for more FNAF stuff. I don't solely make FNAF content. This is a side gig. So if you're expecting me to put all of my focus and attention and time and effort into this, then you're shit out of luck. I'm sorry to say, because I have other stuff to do that is more important than this. The only reason I'm making these tutorials, or I'm going to start making this tutorial series, is because of out of near necessity. Because the only other tutorials I found on the internet, on YouTube, um, are told by 9-year-olds or 12-year-olds. And granted, they seem to know what they're doing. It's just that I can't handle my ears bleeding profusely when I listen to these. And it's nothing towards them at all. Like they're trying their best. It's good. I just need something more solid than remake after remake of the same tutorial. So I'm making this tutorial to make it easier for y'all to use this new software. It's not FNAF Maker, because I'll get into that. That's a whole nother can of worms. But I'm using FNAF Engine now, and if you're going to be making a FNAF fan game, but you don't want to start from like the ground, just like the beginning, like actually coding it in Click Team Fusion, or you can't afford it, this is your next best bet. It's FNAF Engine. I'll leave a link to it in the description below, and I just know these tutorials will also work for the upcoming FNAF Engine Reborn, which will be available soon, as I'm told. So a lot of these will transcribe over to that. And when that new engine gets publicly released, I'll make a tutorial discussing the new features as well. But for now, we're just dealing with the base FNAF engine. And in this tutorial, I'll be showing you the ropes, so to speak. So, yeah, let's get started. Sorry, I'm recording this in post right now. A disclaimer, do not put all of your time and engine into making a FNAF game. I don't know if that needs to be said, but like, if you're in school, don't use it as like a side hobby, but focus on your schoolwork and stuff. Like, I've seen a bunch of like presumably kids just saying like, can it work on a fucking Chromebook? Buddy, it's not going to work on a Chromebook. Nothing that you can download ever works on a Chromebook. Take it from me. I've tried. It does not work, and it doesn't even matter. You should be focusing on your schoolwork, because it's going to bite you in the butt if you don't. But yeah, please don't make this your focus if you have other shit to do, you know? I think that goes without saying, but I feel like I have to say it anyways due to how many fucking 12-year-olds I got on that video just commenting like, oh, what, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I just keep telling them, and it's very annoying. And I think you're starting to see why my thumbnail looks the way it does. I'm tired. I think that's it. See ya. Enjoy the video. Let me just. All right, there we go. Now we got a fresh template. So once you install it, there's going to be a fnafengine.exe file in the folder. I would highly recommend putting it in a folder of its own to keep things organized. And when you open the application, the first thing you want to do is click this little page, and it'll just get you a new game project. And you can name this whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't really matter, just the name of your game. I don't know. Fuck all at Freddy's. Also, disclaimer, I'm an adult. I'm gonna curse, you know? I mean, I know that's not the general shtick with the FNAF community now. It's run by toddlers, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. This video isn't for kids. Just not. There's nothing like egregious in it, but I'm gonna be cursing. You want your mother to hear that? Anyways, moving past that. Project template. So you'll be presented with 4 templates here. Do not select pre-made menus or required empty menus. Those are broken, and you won't be able to import anything. Either use empty project here or pre-made assets. I'm going to be using pre-made assets because I find that it just expedites the process. So we're going to click create, and there we go. Now we're on the game info tab right here, and game ID is just the ID you're going to be used for your game. It could be literally anything. Although I'm gonna try to be more professional, so I'm gonna put 567 as the game ID. It's just so the game can communicate and grab all like the assets it needs and just know that it belongs to this project. So it knows that it belongs to the project Fuck All at Freddy's. And for the title, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just put in the title, whatever. It can be whatever you want, but again, consistency. Full screen will launch the game in full screen. Animatronics. This tab is for animatronics. You got your AI. You got the animatronic list. So let's create one. I've got all. So there we go. Also, parents, if you're watching this, keep an eye on your kid. I'm not asking you how to raise your kid, but I'm saying curse words, so you might want to discourage them from doing that. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, AI. This is your AIs for the nights. Unfortunately, I think it only goes up to night 6 and plus the bonus custom night. You can't add more nights, unfortunately. But yeah, you can just set your AI level for that. There's properties and settings. You can change the jump scare sound. That's another thing. Everything in this game is customizable. Nearly every single aspect of it is customizable. I see people on the Discord saying "Oh, I can't change the freaking battery symbol," when you totally can. Properties and settings, anyways. Yeah, and there's the movement path. I'll go into more in depth with these in different tutorials that I'll be releasing. But for now, this is just showing you the ropes of everything. Then we got cameras. Cameras are just cameras. You can add a camera by clicking this little button right here, and you can remove one by clicking this red one. So if we make cam 01, I should specify it is. Oh, see, yeah, sometime, yeah, if you're not careful, that'll happen, and the game crashed. So again, you need to be very specific. Remember, this is a computer. It's going to take everything you do literally. So if you try to select an empty camera, it's going to shit itself. So I guess this is a perfect thing to show these icons off now. So this icon is to open a project that you have, and you can select from whatever you have. This is my game that I'm working on, but no spoilers. And there's our project, Fuck All at Freddy's. This is to run a test of your project, so it'll just load you in and test out the game and all that. This is to delete a project, and it'll come up with a pop-up. Are you sure you want to delete it? So you're not a dumbass. And there's build a current project, which just basically glues everything you have together. Another important thing to note is make backups frequently, because I've heard from multiple people that their saves got corrupted because they did something. So be sure to make backups. And the way you can do that is by going to your folder that you have like Fnaf engine and all that stuff in, and opening the data folder, going to projects, and then copying your project folder, which should be the name of your project, and pasting it somewhere else. So yeah. Where were we? Yes, cameras. Settings, you can enable the panorama. Panorama is just the 3D effect that Click Team Fusion has. And, it just makes your perspective look 3D-ish. I know it can look a little janky, if not really used correctly, but I personally love panoramas. That could just be because I like janky looking things, but I don't know. You can also enable the static effect, so I'll just do that. And oh look, it's a wind up music box. Now, what if you didn't want to have the music box thing here? Well, that's simple. You can just do whoop, and it's whoop, whoop, whoop. How many whoops do I have to make before this fucking thing disappears? There, whoop, and it's gone. All right. And you can add buttons and sprites, so you can make your own little custom music box sprite if you'd like. That's just the default one that comes in it. All right, moving on. Menus. This is going to be the menus for your game. Pretty self-explanatory. This is the newspaper at the beginning, unless you want to do something else, like an intro cutscene, which is totally possible through extensions and scripts, but that's for later. There's the ending, so like ending 5 would be like the end of night 5 when you get the paycheck. Ending 6 is when you get the overtime paycheck, and like ending 7 is when you get fired. In the normal game, that's the parallel to it. Game over is the game over screen. Custom night, and again, you can change all of this stuff. You don't have to use this stuff. The warning, also, pretty standard stuff here. Then we got the office. This is where you'll be spending majority of your time. Settings, you can enable all of this stuff, so you can enable mass, toxic, that unused feature, power, and you can set this to whatever you want, really. Like, you could just set, like, to be instant. Oh, okay. Well, maybe not completely infinite. Otherwise it starts going wonky. But you can set this to like any number pretty much you want without like screwing over the game. Like for my game, I have it set to 300%. You could have it at 3% if you want to make somebody's life living hell, but do what you want, or 0% for some fucking reason. I don't care. You got animations. And speaking of animations, let's go there right now. These are also office states. I'll touch on these later. And this is where your animations are going to be kept for the project. So there are some default ones here, pre-made assets and whatnot. And by clicking this button right here, it plays the animation. And I'll discuss all the other finer details. I keep saying that, but I gotta get this video moving along. This is where you can change some of the more controlled sounds, I'd like to call them. So like the ambience music or the power outage or the music box run out, as they're saying, they're pretty self-explanatory. The animatronic office stair, think FNAF 2 and stuff, and the movement sounds FNAF 1. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Scripts are going to be their own can of worms, but I'll touch on these later because they're very complicated. Because they're scripts, And I'll mostly be using visual scripts because they use block coding due to some of the extensions I have. And going on to extensions, there's advanced visual. I'm not going to explain each and every one, but to use an extension, you just load it and you can unload it, and it'll just show the little thing right there. Yeah, I'll go more in depth with this, as I've said. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think. I don't think I missed anything. But yeah. There's also the Discord link, for when you. I guess this is the part where I go into, talk about the Discord. So Discord is going to be your greatest asset in this, since the information is kind of limited online. So you're going to want to head on over to the Discord through this link. If that doesn't work, I'll probably just put it at the in the description of this video. But that's going to be your greatest asset. There is a Reddit, but it's pretty much dead. So yeah, just go to the Discord. But what I don't want you to do is go over there and annoy the shit out of everyone, because that's gonna give you a bad rep. Like, ask questions politely. Don't be a little shit and constantly bug or get upset when you don't get the answer you want or things aren't working out. It's part of the process, all right? If there's a bug, be patient, all right? If somebody can't get to you, that's perfectly fine because they're probably busy at that moment, all right? Like Volton and the other guys, they don't need this shit, all right? They don't have to make this stuff, but like they're trying to make it work, And same with me too. Don't go and fucking bug me in the comment. I'll definitely answer some questions, but only if they're relevant to this video or to the tutorial I make. All right. Don't go asking me like, how do I do this? How do I make doors? I'm not going to answer you on that. All right. I'm gonna try to be nice. It's just that on the last video I made, I got so many questions and stuff. Even after I've just explain that, okay, I'm waiting for a newer version to use to make it better, and people couldn't read that. I posted it multiple times. I posted it on a community tab, and it just got so bad that I made a freaking shit post about it, and then I ended up deleting the video. Or not deleting it, it's private. I just don't want to hear anything more about it. It's probably best that it's private too, because apparently the current owner of FNAF Maker kind of put Trojans on people's games using FNAF Maker. So do not use FNAF Maker, for the love of God. And again, this is allegedly. I'm not saying he did. That's what I've heard. All right. And yeah, so don't use FNAF Maker. It's like trying to code with a Leapfrog tablet. It is not going to help you at all. It's like if you tried making a Mario ROM hack with Super Mario Maker, it's just not really as free, Hence the name FNAF Maker, I guess. So yeah, it's a piece of crap. If you couldn't get it from the thumbnail of this video, don't use it. And I think that's about it. FNAF Maker Reborn sorry. I've used FNAF Maker for way too fucking long, man. I just got ingrained in my head because I just had so much frustrations with it. FNAF Engine Reborn is coming out soon. And this tutorial will apply more or less to that as well. It's going to be very similar, possibly compatible. And when it comes out, I'll discuss the UI additions to it, So, yeah. But just know, like, anything in these tutorials are most likely going to be compatible with Fnaf Engine Reborn. If that is not the case, I'll make an addendum to the video and re-upload it. But yeah, I think that's it. And please remember, this is a side gig. As I've said in the beginning, I'm not focusing on FNAF. I'm focusing on my RPG game, Tinker Calamity Red. If you want to check it out on GameJolt, it's also in the description. And yes, I'll leave a description to FNAF Engine in the Sorry. I'll leave a link to FNAF Engine in the description as well, because there's like 1,000 FNAF engines on GameJolt for some reason. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'll see you guys later, and have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night, depending on where you are. See ya.